All right. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. I'm all right. Um, I've got a few card decks. I'll get started with some general information while people jump on, and we will go from there. Let's see. Hey, Karina. I'm doing well. How are you doing? All right. Some um, general information is soul name and channeling. So let's see what messages come through for the general. Um, so I think the soul name and even the channeling, it's really about starting to really remember who we are, that soul energetic signature of what we were created to be and do. I think with everything happening on the planet now, you know it it's about stepping into our power, stepping into this true version of who we are, and not this and not just the human aspect of who we are and who the world is telling us to be. Like what it means to be human, but really what our greater mission is here. And I know, some people don't like, that mission or that purpose thing. But I do believe in some sense that we all have a purpose here, a divine purpose. I don't believe that most of us were created by some alien group, made from the dust. um you know there probably are groups of people who are, but again, I think many of us are here. We were here before any of that happened. We may have had our DNA manipulated, but we weren't created by some alien race. We were here to be part of this planetary experience, to grow and learn and become creators. And so, you know, if you aren't already channeling some of that information, it is time to start meditating and start connecting with that higher energy, whatever you want to call it. I know, God isn't always like that word, has a negative connotation for some people, because of religious issues. Um, and I know I myself, have been there at times, um, which is why I always refer to it as like the true living God source, like the original um, source of all creation. um so connecting to that. And if you aren't channeling yet, or you're not really getting information, working with people who can help you connect to who you are on that soul level. So I hope that helps to get us started. And if anybody here who's currently online has any questions, um, feel free to ask them. If not, I'll keep kind of going with some general some general guidelines or general information to start with. So, hey, Kelly. And if anybody has any questions, right now I'm doing just general readings or just collective. But post any questions in the comments. All right, so this one is full spectrum. Oops, I don't know if that's clear for everybody. Hopefully that is. Um, so, hey, Sarah. So the full spectrum, I think it goes to, the previous cards of like your soul name, your channeling, and really stepping into the full aspect of ourselves, our true energetic signature, what we were originally created to be or do. So I know I said that before, but I think this is another confirmation of connecting into our higher selves, and stepping out of the limitations of who we are as humans, because I know I can't be alone in knowing that, like, sometimes it's really hard to say I am this or that. Like, some people it's very clear, like, they're a doctor or they're a lawyer or they're this, and that's really who they are. And then I think the rest of us, are kind of like the human words lack the full capacity to define who we are. Because it limits us in some capacity. And so really stepping into who are you on all these different levels? Who are you spiritually? Who are you as a human? Who are you from a multidimensional level? What are all the things that you're here to do? We're not just these cookie cutter beings. We're not, cookie cutters like business is this way, my career is this. It's really about opening up to more things, as the planetary body, Nibiru, and its sun comes closer to our Earth orbit. We're going to have less of a veil that is blocking us from our spiritual connection, our spiritual awareness. We're going to have more weird things that are coming up. And so if we can start to open to that now, we get to have really wholesome, not wholesome, not wholesome is not the right word, but like, we're not going to be swayed by fear. We're not going to be like caught in you know, the extremes of the spiritual stuff. Like, we're going to know who we are, and on all levels. And, if some alien was to come down and try to show how mighty it is, we're going to be like, we know who we are. And so we have to step into that full spectrum of ourselves to do that. All right, so Libby's question, let me see. All right, so Libby, the three cards that came through, um, the first one is surrender to the sweetness. Um, the Venus energy, the pleasure, the joy, make love to life. And really that connection to life and that living it and enjoying every moment of it, like that is one the only way through anything. And that is oneness, is enjoying every moment and being in the now. If we're worried about the future, if we're thinking about our past, like we can't be in the oneness and we can't get through things because we're not in the now. So always coming back to the now. Who am I now? Now. What is, like, how can I have pleasure in this moment? Even if things are hard, what is the beauty of it? Where can I find the beauty in nature to get through things? And then the next card was um, uh, sorry, it's not really, the camera's not picking it. There we go. Activated Earth. So it's about power places, ley lines, and trust where you're led. So again, the only way through everything that we're going through is one, trusting your intuition, trusting your higher self, trusting God, and then really connecting to the earth. Like especially in the UK where you guys are, or where you are, Libby. There's a lot of ley lines and a lot of energetic stuff, um, and so, connecting with them, connecting with the earth, connecting with the hidden truth that is there, and allowing things to come up, to come through, um, and for it to lead you where you next need to go. Um, and then the third card that came out was the Cosmic Heart. Okay. So it's devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. So again, all these are really how you're going to make it through. And it is about, the devotion, the heart, the Venus energy, love, like everything is about love, connecting to love. And love, we can only really love in the now, in this moment, finding our connection to love. So I hope that helps, Libby. Ooh, okay, do I have to bring? So we're doing Sarah's question of, what do I have to bring to my investigation that you've been invited into? So Sarah, I'm, even before like picking any cards, like I'm seeing, what am I seeing? So I don't know if this is connected to your investigation, but I kind of see like the Freemason symbol, and then I see blood. So I don't know if they're, if part of your investigation is into um, either like occult things, and especially things connected to um, the Holy Mother, Holy Father, or Christ, Jesus, Mary Magdalene kind of stuff, like the hidden truth. Especially like the blood of Mary, the blood of Jesus. Um, And it feels like it's about it's like connecting to things that you've already been connecting to, um, but there's a different layer that you have to connect to. And Sarah, the card that came through was, let me give my camera a minute. All right, so the inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of the heart. So again, I think it's like that knowledge that you kind of know is there, um, but really going deeper into um, the understanding, and it almost like it's um, connecting different parts of the research that you already do, and some of the things, and like it's by going in, it's seeing the bigger picture, um, and that like thread that goes through all this stuff. Um, and I've been reading a really interesting book, Sarah, that I don't know if you've read, and you might find interesting. It's called The Nine Faces of Christ. It's the about the different initiations he went through as a child. I don't know how much it's based on truth and stuff, but like there's been a lot of stuff that's really made me um, like think about things differently. So if you haven't read that, definitely look into it. All right, any other questions that are coming up? Okay, general questions for Kelly. Hmm. Um, so, right, come on, camera. There we go. So it's a, you've got the love, um, the Darien energy, which I'm not sure what that is, codependency and boundaries. Um, So one of the things, Kelly, that like I see from this, and I know like with some of the deep work that you do, it's really about being careful about picking up on your clients' energies, and trying to be careful about not bringing that into your own body. And really having clear boundaries of, you know, what is their energy and what is mine, so that you're not taking on physically trying to solve some of the things that they're going through. You know, from the massage to the hypnosis that you do. Um, and I also feel like you're actually like, if you don't already have the client, you're going to have a client that's going to have some codependency issues and boundary issues that you're going to be helping basically to separate all these parts from her. And I think that's where like the hypnosis work will really help them um, be able to clearly see like whose energy, whose beliefs, whose things are theirs, and you know, who is, what stuff belongs to the other people in their life. Um, and it's going to be really, I think, life changing for both you and for her, because I think you'll tap into, um, it's like taking the work that you're already doing, but then pulling in um, other layers of stuff, and really taking your hypnosis to the next level. Right, and just keep, um, yeah, I think you're really like, um, it just, Kelly, feels like you're really on the precipice of something, and it's really like this expansion, almost like the horizon opens up. Um, so so we're just gonna do another general question while, or general reading while more questions come in. Right, so I don't know why this image is coming in, but I'm um, seeing like the moose from, what was that old TV show, like with the moose and the squirrel, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Um, what about, I feel it's like a symbolic meaning of, um, um, letting go of, because Bullwinkle was kind of like the, not the brightest person. And I think again it goes back to that message of, it's really time to kind of take our heads out of the sand and really see what's happening around us. Um, what's going on with my cards? Um, and really starting to think strategically about what's happening, really looking at um, how things are connected, how things are, um, like the hidden meanings of what's being said and what's being done. Because, from everything from like P. Diddy to um, Epstein to politics to, um, all these like who and WEF and all these things, like really starting to put the pieces together, and we have to like step out of that stupor of um thinking everything is going to be okay, and it will eventually, but at the same time, we have to see clearly what's happening so that we can uh, actually charter the future that we want instead of the future that's trying to be manipulated for us. All right, so this card came through again. Um, the crumbling. What are you clinging to? Where's the best place for? Okay. Again, this speaks to everything that's happening around the world. Like things are crumbling, and they need to crumble in order for us to rebuild things in a new way. And so this includes um, allowing political things, allowing everything we know to crumble um, in order to choose that higher level of creation and to create something new. So, like, and it's really easy to cling to the old, to cling to what we know. A lot of times it feels safer to cling to what we know than it is to create from the unknown. But that's exactly what we're being called to do, is starting to um, reach into that unknown and create from that. So really start to look at, where are you clinging to something? What are you not ready to let go of? And then really sit with that. And, if you were to let that go, so it could be anything from a job, a place, a car, a person, like what could actually open up for you if you let those things go. Um, and I'm not necessarily saying like run out and like leave everything, but like being strategic and thoughtful and intuitive about things of like when is the right time, what do I need to maybe have in place, like setting myself up for this future so I can let this go. And then that speaks to this card, which is um, about birthing a new age. So birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Uh, and so again, that's exactly what we're doing. If we let things crumble, we get to birth a new world. Once we are out of the stupor of our governments won't do this to us. Nobody really wants to kill us. Nobody like once we realize that all this negative stuff really is possible, we can let go of the fear. We can let go of the manipulation, the curses, the everything, and we can be the ones to create a new world, create the very thing that we want. A world based on love and equality. So, all right. So, Karina, any guidance you should know. So, let's see. So, Karina, like one of the things that they're showing me is like this um, big paper bag, like a paper bag you'd get at a grocery store, um, and inside is like all the things that are really incredible about you, like the whole cosmos um, kind of energy, but you're carrying it around in this paper bag where like it's like instead of it being in this, beautiful container that is equivalent to what you're carrying around inside, it's really this energy of maybe hiding who you are, and not really letting yourself shine as beautifully as you're meant to. So think about how are you carrying your gifts? How are you showing your gifts to the world? And really allowing yourself to shine beautifully. To have the insides match the outside and the outside match the inside. And I apologize. I'm horrible at shuffling cards. So right. So Karina, based on what was coming through, I asked like, what do you need to like, truly express your gifts? Um, so it's mm, so it's we are the Hathors, and it's not really coming through. There we go. And so it's about deep love, the mother's milk, and birth as a portal. So, what I take that as is like truly loving yourself and letting go of everything else that isn't loving to yourself. Um, and really even like mothering yourself, so like birth as a portal. I think it's really about allowing yourself to go through a process to rebirth yourself, rebirthing yourself from like who you've been in the past, what you've done in the past, how you have um, hid yourself, how you have like even given your gifts away to the wrong people, and really like birthing yourself into um, this deeply spiritual and healing woman who is here to help other people. And again, because it's about love, doing um, the healing work that helps people be able to call in their divine union. um, and so like even here it's like they're your guides are kind of showing you the way. They're showing you like this is the path, and it's up to you now to walk through that path, like to birth yourself through this, um and really to like allow yourself to shine at that big beautiful level. So I'm reading Sarah's comment here. So she's made a complaint and was invited to contribute her understanding and connecting deeply and anchoring into the divine mysteries. We're definitely going to aid her, and then anchoring into the gnosis is a key. So she's grounded and giving opportunity to repair, and not judge and reject. So that's beautiful. All right, so Karina, any blocks that you need to clear in your self-expression? So Karina, one thing that I'm seeing is a lifetime where I think you were using your gifts to help people, and I see you being dragged away, like you're um face up, and you've got two, I don't know if they're like Roman guards, but they're like big burly men carrying you away and throwing you um into a jail for doing the work that you were meant to do. So like there's a level of that fear of being dragged away and condemned for what you do. So like working on clearing that lifetime is one of the blocks to really be that full expression of yourself. And Karina, I'm seeing um, like you'll start with one offer, just getting yourself out there, but like I'm also being told like to not limit yourself to um just any one particular thing. But you kind of have to do that to get started, to get yourself comfortable getting out there and like having that focus. But then you're going to quickly start to expand into lots of different things, and really being open to that. Okay, um, so for you, one of the things to clear the blocks, and again, this doesn't come through clearly, I apologize. So it's about soul writing. So, really connecting with the heart. So heart energy is really important for you, Karina. And start writing, like really tapping into like your, as Sarah says, like your inner gnosis. Um, and allowing things to come through, start really channeling messages for yourself, for others, for the collective, and start seeing what comes through. And that will help you clear out any blocks to your expression. And then just again, naturally awakening. Again, like getting started, but then opening and awakening to even more of your gifts. Yeah, I love that, Sarah. Um, yeah, I hadn't seen your stuff for a while, and then you started showing up on my feed again. So it was great to to see you posting again. And so, all right. So again, if there's any questions, keep coming in the comments and I'll get to them as quickly as I can. And when there's no questions, I'll do just collective stuff. So now I'm doing a collective. All right, so I'm seeing, I don't know if it's Isis or I don't think it's Cleopatra. I think it's more um, Isis, like ancient Egypt. Um, and like she's struggling against um, people. So right now, she's either blocking the passage for us to access our gifts, but what I really think is more happening is that like she's trying to show people who they are, like bringing their energy, like their ancient knowledge to the surface, and people are fighting against it. Being afraid to really acknowledge um, that ancient information. And so again, letting go, um, working through any fears that you have. And then again, this is the collective of really stepping into your power, stepping into the ancient knowledge that you hold, um, and not being afraid to, because I think part of the fear again is like, if I do this thing, if I connect with this, then something bad will happen. And something bad could happen whether or not we embrace this higher multidimensional aspect of ourselves. So, to me, I think it's if and when we allow ourselves to connect to that higher state of being, we have more chance um, of stopping what they're trying to bring through. And so like it's really about calling in your soul tribe, and remembering that you don't have to do it alone. So like even realizing, and Sarah, this could even go to some of your question there about preparing for your divine union. So remembering that we're not alone. There are healers to help you if you need, bigger help. There's friends who are there to talk with, to help you through things, and even to like tap into your guides and your guardians, connecting into to God. Um, we are never alone, and there's a council of light. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up when things come through like that. So, all right. So, Sarah, I'm going to connect into your question about preparing for your divine union. Let's see. Um, so the first thing that I'm seeing, Sarah, is you're definitely going to be connecting with him, like how do I want to um like you're drawn to each other because of, not because of the mind per se, but like the intelligence and the um there's like a lot of uh mental sparring's not quite the right word, but like, that the banter, the intelligent banter. um I see that happening first, and then I see this, like, both, like something all of a sudden shifts with the two of you, and then it becomes this like flirtatious, um and like I see you like, um where are you, like you're at a pier, or you're at a something like with a roof over it, and like the poles that hold it up, and you're kind of like kind of flirtatiously, shyly kind of swinging back and forth and talking with him. um and so it's really about connecting to like the playful innocence, as well as like your divine intellect, to connect with him. And it's like I see him just being so enthralled with like how you can be both so beautiful and um innocent and like incredibly intelligent, and it's like he wants to listen to everything you have to say. Yeah, and I think these kind of go to that. So this is called star bathing. So again, um I would say, really opening yourself to allow kind of a truly like cosmic Christed man to come in and really connect with you. um and really allowing God to bring your union to you. And then the second card is star ancestors. Um, so again, whether he has ties or connections to ancient Egypt, it may be like a topic that you guys connect over, discussing some of that ancient history. It says like look a little bit deeper. So again, like for both of you, you may first be kind of at that intellectual level and connecting and talking that way, and it's a different energy, and then all of a sudden it's like looking deeper and something shifts, and you see like, wow, this person is really amazing. And then this was the card that was um wrong side up in the deck. Anyway, it's called Lost Lands, Soul Memories and Gifts. You've done this before. So remembering you have been in union before, you've been in this union before. And there's nothing any demon or anything can do. There's no curse that can stop this from happening, because this. Have this deep memory of what it's like to be with him. And so, you know, holding on to that and letting everything else fall away. Because demons really only have any power when, we allow them in. I was listening to the creating wealth mindset or something like that from um, Neville Goddard yesterday, and it was talking about like how Jesus said, um, I could like you only come to me because I called you. So, any demons that are coming in, any bad things that are coming in are because, there's something within us that has called it to us. So, whether it's our subconscious minds or whether it is, a belief from childhood or a generational thing, that we believe to be true. And so, because we believe it to be true, we call it to us. So, if we believe the things that, demons are trying to tell us or even like believe their attacks on us, we continue to call it to us versus, just basically, blocking it and moving it out of the way of like, yeah, I don't believe that. That's not my truth. This is my truth. Like I know this love. And that is the love is what I'm calling to me. So, all right, we've got time for a couple more questions if anybody has any. And while questions are coming in, I'm going to do another collective reading. So this is Let Your Light Shine. So again, connecting to the heart, connecting to our multidimensional selves, and letting our light shine. I think, for too long we have been dulled in this human existence, and we don't look for the miraculous. I was watching a video earlier today, and it was, some preacher, I don't know like what denomination or anything he was, but he was talking about like he had just finished co-authoring a book about suicide prevention. And he like walked out from the confessional, however, and he saw this woman standing in the crowd, crying. And he went over to her and started talking to her. And she said, like, I feel like I'm alone and nobody loves me. And they're talking, and he finally like helps her to remember that like she is loved beyond measure, that, God loves her and she's here for a purpose. And he says something like, you know, something to her about like talking to her in English, like, that she was meant to hear that message or something like that. And she's like, English? She's like, I'm from the Ukraine, and I'm talking Ukrainian to you. And he was like, no, I'm talking English. And she's like, no, you're talking Ukrainian. So he's hearing her in English and she's hearing him in Ukrainian, and they're having this beautiful conversation. So the miraculous really is possible. And, it happens when we truly allow ourselves to connect to what is divinely possible for us. So, I hope that message helps, and, remembering like we really do have a purpose here, and we really get to allow ourselves to embrace that. And, it for some people, it may be a very big divine mission. And for somebody else, it may be as simple, quote unquote, simple as like raising the next generation of children, um, to really own who they are, to own their spiritual gifts and not be afraid to have those conversations, to teach your children how to love. Like that is the most important thing that anybody could ever do. And that is that is the most divine purpose and mission that there is. And so really embracing what you know to be true for yourself, um, and allowing it to come through. So I'll give people a minute, and if there's any questions, I'll take, again, one or two more questions if there's any. Going once, going twice, sold. Anyway, if anybody needs any particular help or wants a one-on-one reading, please reach out to me. I will be posting this to YouTube, so if you're not already on my channel, check it out. It's the Wise Warrior. And I may do some live readings over there on YouTube as well, trying to like reach a broader audience and also allow myself to step into my full gifts. And I'm here to help people coach, heal, remember who they are. A lot of times when I work with people, I do get visions of who they're meant to be, who they really are at that, soul signature level. So anyway, my website is wisewarriorcoaching.com. Check me out, ask questions and in the comments, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. So thank you so much for being here, and have a wonderful weekend, everyone.